I'm back. I figured why not. I am at that time of the week where the nails need to get done. So I'm going to be sitting here a bit doing them. And I have to say, this nail polish is not coming off very easily. I was struggling with it before. I thought if I got some different kind of cotton pad, it would come off easier. And it's still giving me a lot of guff. So that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that with this nail polish. Not really sure what to do, how exactly to get it off. But yeah, it's tough. So good to know, right? I mean, it's nice. It's nice when it lasts like that. But, it's been about a week and a half and it starts to get a little bit, not look as good. So I'm going to take it off. But yeah, it's not coming off easy, I have to say. Well, I hope this stream is fun. I figured we could get into the Psalm 27 and it would be something that we could look at and discuss together while I do this. But man, it's really not coming off. I mean, I'm wondering about the formula now. It's not a gel. I mean, it couldn't be a gel. It didn't come in an opaque kind of, but yeah, wow, it just is. Wow, it's like maybe it is a gel formula, but usually they come up in. Yeah, this is crazy. Hi, John Avia, how you doing? Come in, have a seat. Yeah, that just like peeled off. Wow, my nail's gonna be. How are they gonna deal with this? I don't know. Maybe I need to try to use a tool to scrape it off. This is crazy. I was not expecting this. Not at all. Good times with Terri Strange. Oh, you have a stream tonight. Hey. Cool. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I did see there was going to be a stream on that podcast you showed me. I'll have to catch another one. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to just peel this nail polish off. Interesting. Okay. Well, I liked the formula. I thought it went on really well. It looked really good. I got a lot of compliments on my nails, actually, just from strangers, too. On Sunday, I went to see Coraline, so it's cool that Brian was talking about Coraline. He mentioned it in the chat, and then he actually called into the American Anchor Baby show and was talking about it. So I went to see it with a couple of friends on Sunday, and it was produced here in Portland. It was made here by one of the studios, and it was a big deal when it came out, but I never saw it. So my friend was like, "Oh, you got to see it." And since it was the 15-year anniversary, all over town, well, not all over town, but all over kind of the downtown area, they put up different statues of the cat that's in the film. And I've taken pictures of a couple of them, but not all of them. I first noticed them when I went to the Chinese festival, which I posted some video footage of. But yeah, it was cool. Coraline was really beautiful. I was touched by it. I really was. I didn't expect to be, but I'm so glad I did go see it. And it really did have a lot of interesting themes in it. I don't know if I agree that with the parents in the scenario, Coraline was very unhappy that her father cooked for the family, or he was usually the cook, and both the parents seemed to be working, but they worked together. They worked together, which I thought was kind of nice. The mother and father pulled their kind of collective resources, and I don't know. I don't think the dad was necessarily beta. I just think he was, he wasn't. He was just spent a lot of time working, and she wasn't happy that he didn't have the kind of time and energy for her. And that, he cooked the food as well, and he wasn't that good of a cook. So, I don't know. Anyway, it's interesting, but the whole point of the story was not to like think the grass is greener on the other side, and to like water your own yard, water your own garden, and wait and have faith that things will work out. I thought it was a beautiful message in the film, really. Okay, yeah, this is fun. It's actually kind of fun. I'm just peeling off the nail polish. So when I pull up this Psalm 27, right? Enough of me gabbing. Hello, shout out to C-Cell, also in the chat. How you doing? Good to have you. Present. So I'm going to share my screen here. Hold up. Pull up the Bible Gateway. Shout out. Bible Gateway. Quite a resource. I might make this a little bit bigger so y'all can read it too. Been working on that. Whoa. Made it 150, and then what happened? Let's see. The ads kind of took over, but let's see. Yeah, that's better. So this is a Psalm of David. This is what we studied at church this week. I love this psalm. It really wasn't. I missed your call. Like I had to go out of the room. I heard that you called, but I don't know. How did your call go with Nick? I had it like, I thought I would be able to hear it from the other room while I was doing something, but I couldn't. And then by the time I came back, it's over. Yeah, sometimes Nick and I he's fun to talk to. I love talking to Nick. I love talking to all of them, really. I don't know, Joelle was harder to talk to today. I was like, I don't know. But when Nick was like trying to get me to say that it would be, he's like, would you agree that? I'm like, I'm not saying that. What if I have to run? Like, what if I'm in a position one day where I'm considering doing some like public service or something, it's not expedient for me to be out here saying silly things like that. I say enough silly stuff on my own and have enough things on my plate, but I don't think I would be able to justify a soundbite that somebody would dig out of me saying some stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I totally agree. Things would be better if this demographic of people and this demographic of people didn't vote. Yeah, that wouldn't go over well. I was like, nah. You can say it. Okay. Dang, this one's not coming up. Yeah, I don't think that's what. I don't agree. Honestly, people who vote tend to be much better citizens overall than people who don't. Even if they're voting the wrong way, they tend to take more care, and they tend to care more about their community, even if they're voting wrong, quote unquote wrong, whatever that means, than those who, are completely disillusioned or don't bother participating. People who make it a point to vote tend to just generally, not all, of course, but generally they're better citizens. So that's kind of my opinion about that. So Psalm 27, I'll read it out loud to you guys. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked came against me to eat up my flesh, my enemies and foes, they stumbled and fell. Though an army may encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war may rise against me, in this I will be confident. One thing I have desired of the Lord, that I will seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret place of his tabernacle he shall hide me. He shall set me high upon a rock. And now my head shall be lifted above my enemies all around me. Therefore I will offer sacrifices of joy in his tabernacle. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me and answer me. When you said, seek my face, my heart said to you, your face, Lord, I will seek. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Do not leave me or forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and mother forsake me, then the Lord will take care of me. Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me in a smooth path because of my enemies. Do not deliver me to the will of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, and such as breathe out violence. I would have lost heart unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. That's beautiful. So let's see, let's pull out the pastor's little reflection questions. Let's see what pastor wants us to think about. Think of a time you struggled with confidence in your life. What helped you to overcome during that time? A time when I struggled with confidence. God, I don't know. You know what? Yeah, I can think of one time, and I probably don't want to get too much in the details, but it was a time where I was feeling kind of persecuted, and it really did rock me. And what I did in that time was to just humble myself. I could have responded badly. Hey, Missy Mud, you needed to hear it? Wait on the Lord. His timing is always perfect. He's always on time. Let him cook, baby. Let God cook, as Joel says. Yeah, and you know what? Actually, you just reminded me. I'm going to drop a link. Now, if you want to come on, you can, but I'm going to put a link. If anybody wants to join me, talk about these things with me, they are free to, no pressure. I can do it on my own too, but this was supposed to be a more, hangout session. So I'm inviting others on if they want to join. I should pin that too. Yeah, that's right. It's beautiful, isn't it? We always have a father. We always have someone looking out for us. So, yeah. Yeah, the time I struggled with confidence, I was persecuted, y'all. It was political. I had some coworkers who found out about some of my politics and some of my activity online, and they didn't like what I was saying. and they reported me to management, and I ended up actually having a scary sit down session with some guy I never met, the district manager of my workplace at the time, and then my store manager, to try and, tease out how they were going to handle the situation, of me being, such a problem on the internet. And I was shaken by this experience, honestly. But you know what? And I really felt like there was a part of me that was like, this is unjust. This is wrong. I'm in the right. There was that part of me that was telling me that. And I think I just knew, though, that there was something wrong, though. That's better. I like that layout better. I knew I was persecuted. They were telling on me. I got tattled on, y'all. They were like, her Twitter is obscene. She has a YouTube channel where she says these things that are super problematic. So that happened. And, I could have gotten arrogant about it. I could have raised a fuss, but in that meeting, I kind of just got quiet and listened. And I really kind of reflected about how maybe my behavior was making other people feel. Okay, yeah, no pressure to join anyone, but you can if you want to, and you don't have to stay. You can just, come on if there's a question I ask too or I got the study here. So if one of the questions is something you want to respond to, you can always pop on. But yeah, my confidence was shaken a bit. I kind of took a blow, and I was like looking at it from a different perspective. And I think for me, just humbling myself and being in my mind and being like, yes, I am right. My opinions are right here. I am convicted that I am in the right. But is it right for me, even though knowing that I'm correct, to act wrongly? And I kind of reflected from that, and I humbled myself, and I realized that I was being prideful. I had been prideful for a long time, and my pride had caught up to me. My pride had started to destroy me. It was threatening my job. It was making an enemy of the people who were closest to me. And I don't mean like these people were like my friends, but they were my coworkers, and I had to deal with them every day. And we shouldn't go out of our way to make people uncomfortable or not get along with people. We should be peacemakers. And so I humbled myself. I listened. I actually went home and started to work on kind of my content. I was like, well, what do I have up here that is maybe too inflammatory? So I started looking like, you know what? Some of these videos I've made are kind of too inflammatory. Honestly, they're not as informative as they could be. They're divisive and they're problems. So I took down some of my videos. I wasn't asked to either, but I did. And then the next day at work, I apologized to, I think this is the girl who reported me. She was a bit younger than me. So being a tattle is whatever. We can judge her about that. But I apologized to her for, no, wait, did I apologize to her? I did apologize to her, but I also apologized to my manager because I'd realized that I'd been kind of, not considering others and how I was making them feel. So I don't know. I mean, I felt that was God working through me. And when I look back now, it's what came to mind. And I didn't feel confident at the time. My confidence was shaken because I realized, I was arrogant and prideful. And my pride was, not helping to get my message across, not helping the truth to be spread, and actually causing more problems than good for myself and for others. So I don't know. Humbling myself helps me overcome. Being willing to eat humble pie and have some humility, and that got me through. So we already read Psalm 27. What made David so confident despite the difficulties he faced? Well, I mean, David had assurance of God. He believed and trusted. He really trusted. He knew that God was with him. And it made him confident. Hi, Phantom. Hi, Christ Conquers. Yeah, ready to clean your spirit life back up. Your spirit life. Spirit life. It is, yeah. What made him so confident? His faith. His faith made him confident. What observations do you make about David's experience of worship revealed in verses 4 through 6? How might this relate to our experience of church these days? So 4 through 6. Yeah, of course, Seesaw. Open to anyone. Well, not anyone. Bosco is not welcome. Not Bosco. He's banned from the channel. He is not welcome on my stream. Okay. One thing I have desired of the Lord that I will seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. Well, I mean, this is the experience of church these days. How does this relate to that? I don't see the verse as being necessarily about going to church, or going to the tabernacle, going to the temple. I don't see it as the same thing. I see it as, we should be worshiping God every day in some way. We should be giving to him something, some acknowledgement, some gratitude, some praise. So I don't know. I do, though, feel very uplifted by participating in a church community. It does feed my spirit, and I know it feeds the spirit of others. It does help motivate us. I do feel that we're in the presence of God there. I do feel the Holy Spirit moving. And I don't know. How does it relate to our experience of church? It's the same as it's ever been. The church is, I'm blessed. I showed y'all some photos of my church last week for those who were here and caught that stream. And it's a beautiful, beautiful building. It's an older building, so it was made back when people cared about these things. So I do think the beauty of the place does reflect about our feelings about God to a certain degree. I could never be one of those like people attending church in a strip mall or, well, I mean, maybe I wouldn't feel comfortable, with that being my everyday church. I feel like a church should be a temple. It should have that kind of vibe. And if it doesn't have that vibe, or about vibe, maybe vibe's not the right word, but if it doesn't have this sense of, I don't know, transcendence or splendor, something's lacking. But of course, you can take the simplest space and make it beautiful. And, for those churches who do meet in those kind of buildings and places, it's not as if efforts aren't made by the church members to beautify the space and to make it look like it's honoring to God in some way. So yeah, I think there's something. Can I imagine what 1940s Protestant America was like? Yes, I can. Sure can. I've seen videos of it. I don't even need to imagine. Yeah, I think sometimes it's the space, yeah, and being around the presence of other people who love God, like you said, they're missing God, and seeing, what the individuals bring for sure is. It's something about that feeds the spirit as well. It helps it to grow in us and keep us going too. It helps us keep the faith. I mean, that's another thing I appreciate about just having a local church body that I think a lot of people I've run across lately seem to downplay the importance of. But that's that right there that I'm talking about, the meeting with different people from your community who you have nothing in common with except the Lord is so good for you. It is so good for you. Like, I wouldn't know any of these people, wouldn't run into them. Well, I mean, maybe some of them I would run into because some of them are, live in my direct area, but like I wouldn't have any connection to them apart from the fact that that we all love God, So I think there's something to that. There's something about that that's really grounding in your faith. And we all have different things that we bring, different talents. A church body, a local church body is like a body. Different people take on different roles and have different parts that they can play. Well, anyway, that's enough about that. So, okay. Question 4 was, what do you learn about prayer from the way David interacts with God in verses 7 through 12? Oh dear. Looking back at 7 and 12. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. And he asks again, what do you learn about prayer? What do I learn about prayer? I mean, what David is asking for here is really a prayer in and of itself. He is praying here. He's praying. He's asking God to hear him. You know, he's asking God not to abandon him. He's praying for. He's not just praying for the moment. He's praying for all time. I think he's not praying for a particular thing. I mean, in some ways it is, but it's also kind of a universal prayer. I mean, who can't look at this and find some kind of connection with what he's asking? I mean, who doesn't have enemies? Who doesn't have adversaries? Who hasn't had people rise up and bear false witness against them? You know, who hasn't been through these things? Being forsaken. And also, I mean, he mentions, my heart said to you, your face, Lord, I will seek. When you said, seek my face, his heart said to God, your face, Lord, I will seek. And, you know, this is part of why I've always been kind of uncomfortable with praying out loud or in groups of people, because I've always felt like I had to be praying internally. Like that's when God really heard me. Not that God doesn't hear me speak out. Of course he does. You know, if I speak a prayer out loud, I don't think God isn't listening. But I always felt like when it was in the temple of my heart and my body and internally that I was crying out, I felt like God heard better. Doesn't Jesus say not to pray in public? Yeah, I mean, and there's something about that. And it is interesting, you know. I don't think it's necessarily wrong to pray over someone in public, but I do feel it's a bit strange to me. It's one of those practices that Christians get into that I'm not always fond of. But I have to say, you know, there's been times where I've been in like community or groups with other Christians and prayer requests have gone up, or recently at church, they were asking people to come forward if they needed prayer, if they were struggling with anything, you know, any health issue, anything like that, just to come and have the pastors lay hands on them and pray for them. And I was really in a lot of pain at that time. I was having a lot of, and it comes and goes, but I was at that time anyway, struggling with some serious pain in my wrist. Like my wrists were just aching. And it's such when your wrists are out, you know, when they're not operating well, it's hard to do anything. It caused me a lot of struggle with getting dressed, with, you know, even making it there. And every time I moved, they were just hurting so badly. So I went over to one of the pastors and talked with him for a moment. And he, you know, asked if he could, you know, put his hands on my wrist, and we prayed. He prayed out loud over me. And then actually I asked him if he needed prayer. And I prayed over him too, out loud, you know. He did need some prayer. But yeah, it did. He asked if it was feeling better yet immediately. And I have had that happen. I have also had it happen where we're praying as a group and the pastor just, you know, he was mentioning different prayers and the prayer that I'd put up. And I think it was something related to some physical pain I was in at the time. it went up, and then I honestly, when he said the words, I felt the spirit moving in me. I felt it go directly to the part of my body that was hurting, and I felt the pain like dissipate. Um, so yeah, but after this other time when the pastor prayed over me, it didn't like I didn't notice right away whether it had changed. I was like, I don't know, like really, but it did get better. It got better pretty quickly after that. I didn't. By the time I got home, my wrists weren't aching any longer. Yeah, 3 miles of cardio a day. My goodness. Good luck with that. Sounds good. 3 miles of cardio a day. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I see it as internal as being in the heart here. Pray in your heart, and also, you know, pray out loud when the time comes. I think it's an internal and it's like a quiet thing, and it can be a loud thing. Sometimes our cries out to God, our prayers, our cheers, when we were convicted of sin or repentance, I felt like that was a prayer. We read the doctrine of repentance here on the channel, which was moving, and he talked about crying tears of repentance. And I don't know if I definitely could relate to that, when you're so moved by the truth, and you realize how you've been in rebellion to God, and how sin and your love of it and your pursuit of it has harmed you, harmed others. It's hard not to, be to weep. And I felt like those tears were cries to God as well, were or just sometimes, I'll have a remembrance of something that I may have done in the past that I knew, or that I know now was wrong, or maybe I knew at the time was wrong but did anyway. I don't know. Or that I was deceived into thinking was the right thing. I had that come up this morning. I had a memory of something that I'd done, and I had that like pang of regret, that came over me. And then I realized, okay, well, here's where the devil comes in to like be like, you're wrong, you're bad, you did something bad. Look, and I know that God has forgiven me. He's forgiven me a million times over. He's not holding it against me. But I still felt that way when I remembered this sin I committed. And yeah, it was a good moment though, to watch my thoughts and remember, like, hey, this isn't, God isn't condemning you. God loves you. God accepts you. God forgives you. Don't let yourself be condemned in your mind by the devil. And I just, I guess, I don't know, it was like I was sucked into a moment of silent prayer or something, I guess I would say, because I saw the thought, I watched the feeling that came over me, and I didn't let it take the joy from the present moment that God had given me, So, yeah, interesting. Okay, 5 is read John 16. John 16, 25 through 33. Okay, let's pull that up. What is it, 25 through 33? Oops. Oh, it's not. Do I have the number lock on? No, I don't want. Okay. Okay, this is the one about Christ overcoming the world. Okay. Y'all ready for me to read this out loud? I'm excited. And I'm reading from the New King James just because that's what I like. I just like it. Okay. These things I have spoken to you in figurative language, but the time is coming when I will no longer speak to you in figurative language, but I will tell you plainly about the Father. In that day you will ask in my name, and I do not say to you that I shall pray the Father for you. For the Father himself loves you, because you loved me, and have believed that I came forth from God. I came forth from the Father, and have come into the world. Again, I leave the world and go to the Father. His disciples said to him, See, now you are speaking plainly and using no figure of speech. This doesn't even have the, wait, no, okay, it has it. Now we are sure that you know all things and have no need that anyone should question you. My cat. Hi. By this we believe that you came forth from God. Jesus answered them, Do you now believe? Indeed, the hour is coming. Yes, has now come. Hi, sweetheart. Come on. Come on up. Don't be jealous. Come on up. Come on. Come on, sweetie. Come on. It's okay. Come on. You get up here. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Don't take your claws in me. Come on. You can do it. Come on. You got this. Come on. Come on, big boy. You got this. Look at all that lap. All this. Come on up here. Get in this lap. Come on. There we go. You so crybaby. Oh my goodness. Okay. Brief cat intermission, y'all. It is what it is. I was reading about Jesus. And you were like, no. Okay. Good kitty. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let me just start at the top of this paragraph. Jesus answered them, Do you now believe? Indeed, the hour is coming. Yes, has now come, that you will be scattered, each to his own, and will leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things that I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. God, it's a beautiful passage. What was he asking about this? What sort of trials and tribulations were both Jesus and the disciples facing at this time? Well, I won't spoil it for everybody. But yeah, things were coming to pass that would lead to his death. So, on what did Jesus base his confidence? Again, that God was with him, that our Father is with him. On what could the disciples base theirs? Well, I mean, that they believed in him, they trusted that they knew him, they saw God through him, you know, because they saw that he was sent by the Father. They saw that, and they were better able to see the Father because of it. Um, and that they would be scattered, that they wouldn't be alone. I have overcome the world. I don't know. I do get emotional sometimes when I think of but I don't want to get like that. Yeah, I don't. I know that isn't, you don't want to be like crazy. I get, because I get weirded out, when you're around Christians and people are freaking out, and having those holy experiences that, might not be so holy. I remember being a kid and being like really disturbed by that, actually. And I remember being in churches when it would usually be like women too, freaking out, shaking, convulsing, crying, telling people that. I remember I was at this one event and this girl got up in front of like a auditorium full of people and said she literally saw Jesus walking behind people and pointing out who was saved and who wasn't. And she started sobbing, like, you're going to go to hell if and I was just sitting there. I got like shivers. Like, it gave me the creeps, man. I wanted to get out of there so fast. So, I mean, I've had run-ins, where Christians get too emotional. And, but I do acknowledge that sometimes I think about, especially when I'm reading like the words of Jesus, I do sometimes get emotional. I get like, it's like the power of it can't be denied, that the truth in his words is so, the purity of it sometimes is like so just overwhelming. So anyway, I was having a little moment there, getting teary-eyed about Jesus. Y'all, excuse me. Just girly things, Okay. Based on this psalm and what you know from the other sections of scripture, why is it that believers can and should be so confident in this life and also regarding the life to come? God is with his people no matter what they go through, no matter where life takes them. He's with us. So, I mean, but what does that mean? Like, what from the other sections? We'll be delivered, we'll be taken into. I mean, I can't even believe how I've been delivered sometimes. Like, it's still kind of shocking to me. Let me look at the Psalm again, just pull it up here again, Psalm 27, because this verse specifically is so or not just this verse, but this psalm is so powerful. Why don't I play it for y'all? Would y'all like to hear it played? I'm gonna do that. It's one that Esther Lee has covered. There she is. I'm like, where's where's the good stuff? Yeah. And it starts playing immediately, even though I haven't asked it to. Rude. So yeah, they turned it into a song.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked came against me to eat up my flesh, my enemies and foes, they stumbled and fell. Though an army may encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war may rise against me, in this I will be confident. One thing I have desired of the Lord, that will I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. One thing I have desired of the Lord, that will I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked came against me to eat up my flesh, my enemies and foes, they stumbled and fell. Though an army may encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war may rise against me, in this I will be confident. One thing I have desired of the Lord, that will I see, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. Behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. One thing I have desired of the Lord, that will I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. will I see, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. One thing I have desired of the Lord, that will I see, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple, and to inquire in his temple, and to inquire in his temple.
Now, wasn't that nice? Oh, yeah, I do quite love hearing the Psalms actually performed as songs. You know, it makes me happy. Hearing them sung, you know, in choirs or just, you know, performed in bands is, oh, it's beautiful. So anyway, why should we be confident in this life and also regarding the life to come? I mean, we have promises. God has made promises to his people. And they're really true. If you look back through your life and see how he was there with you and how he's been there with other people of God, you know, the story of David was a person of God. He wasn't, you know, he was one of God's chosen people. It's just a confidence, you know, that we have that his people aren't forsaken, they're delivered, and he works things for their good, even no matter what they're going through, even if it's literal hell on earth that they're in, he's with them. And I can see that, you know, I see that in me, I see that in other people, and we see it in David. So yeah, that was cool. Those were all the questions. You know, it's so funny. Doing it on my own, it goes a bit quicker than when we do it as a group. But I do enjoy having it as a group because you do get that additional insight from other Christians about their experiences. I mean, for me to answer the questions on my own is great. It's definitely good to think about, but it's also good to fellowship and hear what other people think about it. So, hello, Kitty. I'm wondering if we're getting ticked of each other yet. I love you too. But you know, it gets all, we get hot and then we get like kind of uncomfortable and you want to spread out more. You want to go to sleep. Yeah. Why don't you get off my lap? Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. We had a mutual moment. Okay, what's next? So yeah, I had Psalm 27 to do. I guess we could do just a chill stream now. I can move into chill stream, like the first part of the show. Terri takes us through Psalm 27 in numerous ways. Now we move forward into what? I guess I could like pull up my watch later and see what I have saved in there to maybe, look at with y'all. I do find that fun to sometimes watch these videos with you guys and talk about it. Maybe there was other stuff I wanted to cover, interesting things. Into the great beyond. Hey, Maina. Yeah, Irish Repub is here. Maina and Stacy. Thump, not rump. Having a thump. Maybe a bit, if I'm honest. A bit of a thump. Okay, let me. Hey. I don't like that it did that. I didn't ask it to do that. Okay. Rude. Okay, let's see. Yo, I forgot I saved this. It's a 50-minute video. I don't know that I want to watch all of it with y'all, but maybe we should dig into this because it's juicy. Big moment of reflection. I want to hear what this guy has to say. Because I used to watch, I'm an OG YouTuber, okay? I've been on YouTube since like 2008 or so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when I first joined YouTube. So I've been doing it a long time. Doing my own channel and then also like watching YouTubers. And I remember when I first got on YouTube, there was this guy I came across. My boyfriend at the time got kind of into him and was like interested in his stuff because he was, I don't know, it like, how do I, male anorexic, maybe? It's a good way to describe him. But yeah, he was really into these like weird, trying these weird diets and like just he got into the McDougal diet, which is so bad, so bad. So yeah, Matt Monarch. Matt Monarch, I heard, I don't know for sure, but I heard that he had like some kind of colon cancer thing or something like that. Don't quote me exactly. And he had to have a big part of his colon removed. And he was one of these raw vegans. So I know his diet like really badly affected him. I remember his wife was an interesting one because she was a big deal because she lost so much weight on the raw vegan diet. So, people look at that and they're like, ooh, they see someone who's dropped a significant amount of weight, it gets people into diets, especially like extreme ones like this. So anyway, I'm curious, but I do find these extreme diets to be kind of fascinating, but also disturbing, and also like that's right, Zenny. That's right, Zenny. I endorsed him today. I'm endorsing him before RFK does. I got to get in there before RFK, right? You know about Matt Monarch. Okay, so like this video came up. I hadn't seen him in forever. He had like dreads the last time I saw him. So I'm I saved this video. I was like, yo, I want to see what Matt Monarch has to say. No, Zenny, I hadn't really decided. I really hadn't decided yet, but today was the day. Today was the day. Hey, let's see. Right, I'm in the wrong. There we go. Back to share screen mode, guys. Sorry, I'm not a professional. I don't know. If it's exactly about wising up, I generally vote third party, just because.
Welcome, everybody. This is Matt Monarch with the Raw Food World TV show. And I am back and better and ready to go. I know I've said I was back in previous videos and so excited about getting started again, and then you wouldn't hear from me for like
Y'all,
a year or
why does Matt Monarch have my old haircut? No, I didn't vote for Biden. Why would that even? I live in a blue state, Zenny. I don't have any commie pals. And I've said before, most of the communist pals I know are voting Trump. Okay? Most of the actual working class, Marxist people I knew are going with Trump. It's not a vote. We don't win. That's not how people win elections in the U.S. That's not how your individual vote isn't more. And you know what? I'm not ashamed of any. I don't have to justify voting third party to the likes of you, okay, or anybody else. I had my reasons. You can't blame me for Biden winning when I didn't vote for him. Galahad, we already read it. You should have got here earlier. You should have been waiting on me. You better hit that bell. You better subscribe and hit that bell. We spent the first hour doing it. You can go back and watch it. You don't have to join us live. You can just scroll back and just enjoy the show. Or, we're hanging out now. We're at see that plus, the 4+? That's where we're at. But it was a great show. We had fun talking about Psalm 27. Okay, yeah, Matt Monarch. But yeah, as I was saying, that's my old haircut. It's kind of shocking now when I see it. Like when Nick got his new haircut, I was like, oh my God. And then I'm seeing this. I'm like, Terri, I can't believe you had hair like that. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, hit the notifications. Get a membership, all the things. All right. Matt Monarch. Let's get back to him. He still sounds as goofy as ever. When was this video? Let me see. I'm not sure how new this is. 10 months ago. 10 months ago. Okay, because he was introducing himself as Robbie Gann. I don't know when his surgery was. Yeah, and her father is a Marxist, and he doesn't have anything to do with her. Yeah. So, there's bad blood there. He is a dweeb. Matt, he is an OG YouTuber. He's an OG raw vegan YouTuber. Thank you. Thank you. I love wearing pink.
or so, and then I come back a year later and say, I'm back. But this time, I think I'm back. No promises, but
He is way big.
I've
Yeah.
kind of been just, I've been getting interviewed from all these different people in the raw vegan community now. Everybody's like wanting to interview me recently. I don't know why. I've done like 6 interviews just recently, and
Wow.
I start to like look on YouTube and I see like all the stuff that's going on now, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Yo, Durian Rider. Of course I know
So
about
here I
Durian
am.
Rider. Are you kidding, Harley? Did you see that he showed up at Freely's land? Did you see that? That happened like in the last year. He went on vacation with his now girlfriend to the area she lives, and he showed up on her land uninvited, unannounced. And then, like, she got her camera out. It was so weird. So weird. Vegan Deterioration covered it, and she was like, people were ticked. People were like really upset. But I know, Maina, I know. It was hard to take care of, though, to be honest. It really was. Now I have more time to like invest in my, femininity. I have more time to do that. So, when I was younger and working, it just was so much easier to keep short hair anyway. And then I got, I joined a cult, so I had to get a weird haircut. That's what happens when you join the cult. You got to get an androgynous haircut or something like that. Yeah, I don't mean to be, I shouldn't be gossiping about them, but it freaked me out watching that video. Like, I was stunned. And he broke down sobbing. Like, I was just like, the way he talks about her still, he's still obsessed with her. I'm like, whoa, this chick, she's psycho. Like, Freely is psycho, but man, like, I don't know what they got going on, but it is fascinating. Fascinating. And she's like, she has a new man, Snowpea. It's interesting. She's one of these vegans. Actually, I want to touch on this. I'm going to pull away from this because, okay, Matt Monarch, it sounds like he's still pushing the
Trying
vegan
to
thing,
maybe like,
which freaks me out. I don't like that he's still pushing the vegan thing. That's really scary. Like, but this was 10 months ago. Why don't I go to his channel actually and see if there's anything newer? So a bunch of people were wanting to, I guess.
Welcome, and thank you for signing up to our
Here's
newsletter
one of his
list.
old videos.
My name is Matt Monarch, and I'm the owner of the rawfoodworld.com, which is the largest online raw foods and superfood store in the world. And I'm also owner of this uplifting news site. I'm the one who personally chooses each piece of content that is added to the website.
He's got this shoe. God, I remember seeing people wear these shoes and it freaking me out. Like in public, downtown, y'all, wearing these shoes with the weird toes. Those aren't shoes. They're not appropriate. And someone in the comments, sorry, let me glance back here, says that he is not pushing the vegan thing at all. Okay, thank God. My apologies. That's why I kind of wanted to go to his channel because I don't want to watch a 50-minute video to get the scoop right now. I mean, I'm going to watch that video, trust me, because I'm fascinated by this guy. Like he was doing YouTube before me. So he's like one of the people who inspired me to get on YouTube in some ways. Like finding these interesting people, it kind of got me started in the whole thing. So Yes, yes. No, a lot of them have had, like, Dorian Ryder has veneers now. He has totally like fake teeth. And I don't know, he poured sugar, like, these people, it's so insane to me how they can eat so much sugar like that. Like, I've had problems with it too. Like, sugar has been one of those things that I've struggled with, that I've had times of overconsumption of. It's still something that's like can creep in, like, to me. So um it's just amazing to me though, watching these people and how much they can really put away, and that they put sugar on fruit and things like that. It's appalling to me. Like, I don't know, it's so disturbing. And a lot of them, that reminds me, let's go back to the vegan. We're going to go to the vegan phobic channel, because I want to show you the video about the level of vasectomies in the vegan community, and how many of these vegan women are convincing men to get vasectomies. It's very common. It's very common. And most of the vegan women I know also are like, they don't want children. Like, they're very much brainwashed into thinking that, if they produce a child, then they're going to be creating a consumer of a possible, oppressor of animals and consumer of, animal flesh. But yeah, they're really there's a big death cult to it. It's a death cult, in my opinion. It's one of these, like, even saying that out loud, like, I'm very, I love people who are vegans. I do have friends who are vegans, and I swear to God, like, I worry about them. I try not to worry too much, but it's one of these things that people just get sucked into and caught up, and it becomes like their identity, and it takes over their life, and it becomes this destructive force. And yeah, Matt Monarch. So I'm glad to hear he's not pushing the vegan thing. Yeah. Okay, so meat did nothing, carrot juice did everything. Okay, so yeah. Oh, that was the title of the video. I didn't realize that. Comes out about raw vegan diet. Okay. It seems he's still juicing though. Now he's talking about the keto diet. How I single-handedly ended the meat debate. Okay, let's watch that.
You guys, I just put up another mind-blowing video about ending the meat debate. This is why I went offline and I've been
I have that hair.
out of commission, not doing videos and stuff, because I caused so much chaos, man. And people either really love me, like really love me, or they really hate me. I mean, like, really hate me. I mean, I'm so just like confident, and I guess you could say cocky, and just like that kind of it's just because what I'm sharing and how confident I am in these things that, like, I don't know, like, I don't know. Anyway, go check out this new video, how I ended the meat debate on YouTube. It's on Facebook too.
Oh man. I was trying to take us to go watch my video. We're not doing that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel for him, you know, in some way. Was interested to see him crop up like that, this old YouTuber. Interesting. What's coming up in my suggested there. I don't like getting told on like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go to vegan phobic channel. Let's see. Cause these compilations he did are incredible. Like seriously, subscribe to this channel. He doesn't make a lot of content lately. He does it when he does it. But it's an amazing channel. He does these incredible compilations. And sometimes he gives insights over the videos too. It's not just these compilations. He even does skits like, but yeah, I want to find the thing about the vasectomies. That was crazy. Really freaked me out watching it. I suppose I could have just searched for that whole thing, but I do like looking through these as well. Not the cats. Not the cats. Here we go, the vasectomy compilation.
Vegetarians tend to have less children. Vegetarians, though, are prone to low body zinc pools, however. Serious deficiency can lead to growth stunting or small testicles.
And what vegan birth control method would you recommend?
Vasectomy.
Hell yeah!
Wanted to do a video about vegan Ava who forces her 17-year-old boyfriend to have a vasectomy. Well,
He even booked the vasectomy.
you can't always reverse it, okay? A lot of vasectomy reversals, they actually fail.
In 2020, we're going to have about 2 billion cars. So the only way out is we just get vasectomies.
The solution is not having children.
We just step off the planet.
Cost well and doing your best by having vasectomies, going vegan. See you all in the next videos. Thank you.
Get a vasectomy, guys.
I'm really happy. I'm just so happy that he's had a vasectomy.
Take a vasectomy. The world needs no more humans. We have to make these humans vegan. The humans have to become vegan.
So what happened?
So I just came back from the hospital, got a vasectomy, got a snip.
Any regrets on your vasectomy? When did you have it done? So you took control.
I took control, yeah.
You become a man.
Control a man.
And didn't have to rely on the women.
Want to spread the message, going vegan. I already have 5 clients that went vegan because of me, and yeah.
All right, the time has come. It's the morning of the big snip.
Anti-inflammatories. Chocolate?
I'll leave the chocolate way vegan, then it's okay. Thank you.
So there's been a lot of talk in the high-carb vegan community about vasectomies, and we have zero intention of adopting or fostering. We don't want to raise a child. Women are saying, no, what about our natural instincts, our maternal instincts? It's natural to have a baby, to be a mother. We have created a very unnatural world. So following our natural instincts does not always match up or marry up with the artificial crazy world that we've created.
So why the fuck would you have more children that are only going to contribute to humanity's carbon footprint? How about we all do the responsible thing and get a vasectomy to prevent any horrible accidents from happening?
Yeah, I mean, he's right. It's better to not have children or adopt children or foster children than it is to have your own children and just add more people to this planet.
So vasectomy, absolute best way. I got a vasectomy. Being married without children, how are you enjoying it so far?
I fucking hate children.
Well, I hate children, so what do you think?
Yeah.
You seem nice,
Sugar sluts. Welcome to another episode. So a few weeks ago, I did a video of Vegan Ava's 12-year-old boyfriend, Pablo, mainly about his vasectomy and his son, Bobby.
And so I even freely said, I remember a few years ago, I was giving a shit and I said, you know, if you didn't have me, you know, what about contraception with someone else? And she's like, well, I just have to have them have a vasectomy.
So we decided to wait until Robin did get the vasectomy before we had sex.
But it's planted a seed in their head. They're thinking, fuck, these cunts are getting vasectomies. Maybe I should do that.
I don't know if I'm going to get a vasectomy. Some days I think I am, some days I think I'm not. If I hang around during Ryder long enough, maybe I will.
Yeah, I've got my own kids. You know, on YouTube, I've got my own dramas and little kiddies I can look after and all sorts of stuff.
No, not like we are raising children from a distance via social media, and we're very content with that role.
Hello, this is Joe. This is just an update on the vasectomy 48 hours later. There's still no regrets. I still don't regret getting vasectomy.
What I thought I'd discuss is vasectomies. I wonder if I should have one.
The two things that will prevent the destruction of Earth. Number one, it is by going vegan. And the second thing is get a vasectomy or a sterilization.
So I've had a vasectomy operation because I decided I definitely didn't want to have kids.
There's a huge problem with overpopulation, just the amount of carbon, like the carbon footprint you have just by having children.
Another thing I've been seeing a lot about with all these other vegan channels is promoting vasectomies. I'm a vegan myself. I mean, we got licenses to drive, got licenses for liquor license, gun license over in America. You know, why not have a license to be able to have a child?
So what I propose is that people have a test. They need a license, a permit before they procreate, before they have children. They need to pass the test. And that men get vasectomies. All men have to get vasectomies.
Hi, it's Tinny here from The Wholesome You. So this is just a quick update on regards to Nick and his vasectomy. He's had it done, haven't you, Nick?
Done. As I'm sure most people are aware, it's something that's heavily pushed by the Raw Till 4 clique, vegans in that, or males in that particular environment to get vasectomies. Now they push a lot. The 17-year-old getting a vasectomy and
billions of animals going to slaughter every fucking year because of yous getting knives across their fucking throat, but you couldn't care about that.
We're overpopulated. Why the fuck do you feel so self-entitled to breed? Especially when you're vegan, when you're already aware of what the hell's going on in our planet.
You just keep pumping out kids because you're a selfish, self-centered piece of shit.
Yeah,
It's so selfish.
And for those watching who think that, oh, it's extreme that people should be sterilized by birth, like, just to let you know, like, my views a little bit on it, like, I cannot personally think of a non-selfish reason to have a child.
Hope someone fucking kills you, you piece of shit.
So you mainly went vegan for the health reasons? You wanted to improve your health?
From the start, it was primarily just like selfish reasons, like I want to be healthier.
Look, the only reason you pulled the trigger was because you cared more about yourself than the animals.
Like, you say we're selfish. To us, you guys are very selfish. You don't care about human health.
The doctor told me today
totally about
that veganism would kill me. I would continue to be vegan.
That's literally like someone telling me, hey, you need to start eating your dogs to get better. If someone told me that I was going to die unless I ate my dogs, see ya, you won't see me on YouTube anymore.
Well, are you saying that if you would not eat animals if you knew you were going to die in a month if you didn't?
No.
If you say,
I wouldn't. I don't care.
You wouldn't eat animals.
No.
If you truly believe in the ethics of veganism, you're not going to incorporate animal products into your diet, period. I don't care what any doctor says. Like I said, I've had so many health issues, and doctor after doctor told me that I should not be eating a vegan diet. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing people coming out and blaming veganism for their health issues. Veganism is not your problem. You are your problem.
Like I've met vegans who like say that like they feel guilty for like eating plants and the harm that comes from that, and they're like, yeah, I have trouble like justifying continuing my existence.
We're the ones who need to get wiped off the planet, not the animals, you stupid fuck. Just because you're human doesn't mean you get a right to kill all the motherfucking animals.
And we just exit gracefully, say, Mother Nature, sorry we abused you for so long. We'll leave now.
Yeah.
Pandemic comes and makes everyone go extinct. That'll be the best fucking scenario ever. Because then no animal, no species, no fucking even piece of bacteria would have to put up with the scum that is the people. The human race are just fucking mongrels.
I can't get anyone pregnant because I got a vasectomy.
I haven't gotten a period since July.
Not her. I feel so bad for her.
And the worst part about that is that I couldn't have a baby even if I wanted to, which I do.
Said, but I just couldn't get this thing up, man. I just couldn't get it up because I didn't have any testosterone.
I want to know if anyone has lost their period on a vegan diet. I don't know if it's just me.
Okay, ladies, now don't freak out when I tell you this, but I lost my period for about 4 years.
What we think that it is and what he thinks that it is that I just have low testosterone and that I haven't been producing any
some other video clipped in with it because we've already seen a lot of these. But yeah, there was the tooth detox one I wanted to see. So I'll pull that up. You're not going outside. You are not going outside. Oops. What? Not elegant.
Before your teeth can rebuild itself, your teeth are going to have to break themselves down to the point of releasing all the toxins and all the junk and, you know, all these different things that are, you know, causing bad dental issues. And that's all going to have to be detoxified before the teeth start to really rebuild again.
If you're having a lot of acidity problems in your mouth, it's actually because of the detox that's coming out of you.
And to be honest, I believe he was right. I believe that fruit is very detoxifying, and I believe that fruit will pull out and identify any weaknesses in the body and expose them. It did that for my diseases. Of course, it was going to do it for my teeth.
Start chewing on your gums, and then we have a few fruit and blame the fruit. Now, this is a big deal to you. You want to detox the head area. Get this lymph and this acid out of your head because it's chewing on more than your teeth.
Some of my biggest concerns was, one, my dental health. My wife has never had a cavity in her whole entire life. She met me, she went vegan, and then she gets a cavity.
I actually got a cavity, my first cavity, I don't know, 2 years in maybe.
He was like, sorry, I don't mean to be offensive. He's like, I've just seen a lot of people that are early meth users, and this is kind of the same like gum receding that I see and whatnot.
My gums were starting to go up a little bit. One of the first things that I noticed was my gums were shrinking.
Found out this morning that bottom left molar needs to be yanked out. Yes, in 2 weeks.
They usually ask, like, why do you have a missing tooth? This one, yeah, on this tooth, on the same side, the same tooth on this side also cracked. Maybe I'll get it fixed someday, but I'm also just working on accepting that eventually all my teeth are probably gonna fall out.
The dentist, and she told me there was like 5 more cavities on my front teeth.
I lost a tooth. I had 8 cavities. I had 3 root canals, and my mouth was constantly sore.
It's like my salivary glands are kind of active for some reason, and it seems like it's got kind of maybe almost a sour taste or something to it, as the way that I would maybe describe it. But it seems kind of acidic, whatever is coming out.
But my saliva acidity, I don't know why, but it was so intense that to the point where I would wake up and it's like my mouth was sour.
I went to the dentist, and the dentist said, he was like, he asked me if I did meth, And I was like, what? I'm like, no, I'm like a health freak. And he's like, oh, you kind of have meth mouth. I'm like, what? Like, I've always had great teeth. Like, what are you talking about? And
went to the dentist about a year and a half later because I figured my teeth were always perfect on this diet. And the dentist nearly like passed out. I had over 20 cavities.
And I had, I believe it was 13 cavities.
Yeah.
And then I went to the dentist and they said I had like 12 cavities.
I had small cavities between pretty much every single one of my teeth. I also had massive cavities in my wisdom teeth. And then finally this past September, I had 8 tiny little spots worked on.
So yeah, it's like 10:30 a.m. in the morning. A bit earlier than normal because that's better. I've got 5 apples.
So looking at Ryan's teeth, and I have to say that what I'm trying to point out here is going to be very subtle, and you probably won't see it, but these are like the early stages of that decalcification because this is how my teeth started out before they got way worse. But
I was going to the dentist every single week to deal with my problems. Each year, my teeth became more sensitive and more sensitive. The color of them went from a normal white to kind of a grayish yellow.
They're kind of going see-through a little bit on the tips.
also one of the reasons I stopped was because all of a sudden I got my teeth started looking really strange, the coloring.
And so after every fast, I usually had to make a dentist appointment to make sure that I could slow the damage down before it got worse.
I'm going to be talking about the reasons why my teeth are rotting on a vegan diet. How I basically went from this
Oh my God.
to this.
Oh my God.
My name's Gary, and I'm a vegan. And I've chipped a tooth.
One of my teeth chipped. My teeth have never been weak. Like, I've always had good teeth. You know what I mean? That was a red flag for me.
My brother chipped his tooth a little bit eating a peach.
I just took a bite, and then I felt it crunch and crunch and crunch, and I was like, that's weird. So I pulled it out, and it was just my tooth in it, man.
I had some emergency dental surgery done in Hungary, and they also filled 8 teeth. I had a bit of dental challenge back in 2014. Well, I just got back from the dentist, and it has been a year since my last checkup, and I had 1 cavity.
Harley's before and after picture, where he obviously has that dental work.
That's plastic.
If you're in the vegan or vegetarian movement, there aren't so many people with great teeth, right?
You know what the animals would say to you if they could speak? Don't fucking kill me!
Where'd my tooth go?
I lost some teeth back when I first started doing it.
On my vegan journey, I was just eating some soft food, and this tooth that got removed cracked, and this tooth here completely shattered.
And I got a comment from someone saying that since they got onto a raw food diet, they've been having sensitive teeth and issues of sensitive teeth. And I want to talk about that today because I was quite concerned when I got that comment, because this does happen to people once in a while.
I just got back from the dentist and it does not look good. I need surgery, 2, maybe 3 molars removed, extracted.
Ronald asks, I have 2 good teeth that have started to decay. I was told I need to add veggies, but I only want to eat fruit for the rest of my life.
I'm 100% sure this would never happen if I wasn't vegan.
Unfortunately, it was absolutely devastating nightmare for me. Now I have to spend thousands of dollars to try to recover my health, my teeth. If you're having these problems with decay, bad breath, you see that your animal is eroding.
Absolutely, completely stripped of all their enamel, and which made them very brittle.
I don't want to say that this is because of raw till 4. I'm not saying that this is because of my diet. I have like a huge dental abscess in my bone. I've had to have root canal surgery that my mum was a raw vegan. She did kind of warn me when I went on the high fruit diet that I might have problems with my teeth, and that was the reason why she actually stopped.
I feel like it's all my fault. I was the one, you know, who pushed us into the vegan diet. So yeah, I feel pretty bad about that. And now my daughter, all her teeth are coming in, but like some of her teeth they're kind of crumbling, like dental caries, which is heartbreaking.
So with my kids' diet, his teeth, also his two front teeth, started like decaying and having like dark spots on them, dark yellow spots.
The most important part of it was my kid, was like when my daughter's teeth were rotting out, and just thinking about the long-term consequences of this.
All right, enough of that. Ooh, isn't it? Yeah, scary. And yeah, that vasectomy bus and an abortion bus at the DNC, like, whoa, that's intense stuff. Very intense. Tristan from Primal Edge Health. I'm not familiar. Bond seems to know about these vegans way better than I do. So shout out to Bond in the chat, because I don't know about it. You think liver is good, Bobby? I've never really cooked it. I don't know what I would do with it. I've had like different things with liver in them, I guess, but I don't know. I wouldn't know where to begin with it. There is something a little off-putting about it, I suppose, though, at the look of it. Hi, darling. You're trying to get on my lap. You want some attention, but I'm doing my nails. I have stuff on them. It won't age well. I wonder. It's very weird to me. You were very involved. Were you a vegan at one point, Bond? Oh, okay. Well, that sounds good. Animal-based diet and family values. Hey. Traditional traditional values, good old traditional values of eating meat and having a family. Hi, darling. What are you doing? Hi. Hi. Hi, you. Hi, you. Hello. What you doing in that corner? What you doing over there? What are you even doing? All this to get my attention. Nero, what you doing? What you doing in there? What you doing, silly? Hi. Hi. It's okay. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, not sorry. Not sorry at all. Bubblelandia has an interesting comment. I think this too. Well, of course, over time, yeah, it's been interesting. That's what I like the Vegan Deterioration channel. She really documents people over time and talks about the changes she sees. She did videos about her own self and some of the experiences she had, you know, in her time as a vegan too, talking about the physical changes she noticed in herself. A lot of them do get that very emaciated look. And I mean, you're not eating animal fat, so it's going to affect all kinds of things. not having enough protein, not having the right kind of protein, not, because not all protein is the same. And a lot of vegans get obsessed with hitting, these certain targets and whatnot. And so they may be eating a lot of plant protein, but plant protein is not the same. It does not have the good stuff in it that animal protein has in it. So anyway, it's tragic. I don't know. Tragic indeed. But, it's there's this belief, I think, that underpins it, that is somehow that human beings shouldn't have dominion over the animals. And this is where I get into thinking about it being a death cult, because it directly contradicts. It directly contradicts what is the path of life. And the path of life will have death along it, But anyway, I know. They just eat sugar. Like he thinks of cereal, sugary cereal, as a healthy food to eat. It's wild. It's all jacked up on sugar. And he's an interesting one too. The effect the diet's had on him. And Freely, God, Freely is, I don't know what's going on with Freely. Sometimes it doesn't even seem like it's her, So much has happened. I mean, it is her. I know it's her, but it's not in some ways. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he comes to steal, kill, and destroy. To me, it's just totally human hating. It's like anti-human, really. We get out making humans physically weaker, sicker, destroying what, should be strong. It's just, I mean, all of these, you have to follow the path down and have some foresight with a lot of these things. Where does it lead? But sometimes we just don't know where it leads, because, I mean, the vegan thing is a newer phenomenon, really. I mean, it's existed for some time, people being vegetarians, having different levels of vegetarian diet, but as a movement, it's, kind of newer. It's people adopting this kind of radical diet en masse. And it's been so heavily promoted on social media, in different celebrities. So many celebrities are into the vegan thing. It's another one of those trendy things to do. And then of course there's the severe hardcore activists who have some kind of unresolved trauma that they're displacing on the animals. They had some point in their life where they were victimized, and so they see they felt, they trauma bonded to the animal nature that they have at that time, where they were in whatever, trauma response. And then that has become, and reliving that through the animals that in their minds they see as these poor helpless creatures that need a savior. So it's so bad. And they're not the only cult that does this. I mean, you see parallels of this in a lot of the different ones, but yeah. Yeah, that too, you know, and you know, it is, let's be real, it's horrible. Like killing animals is, when you think about the sheer numbers, and you know, if you have any love for animals, if you've ever loved an animal, it is a bit unnerving, and you know, all animals are worthy of love. So there is something, I understand why people get on that when they're emotional. And I was a vegetarian for some time too. So, you know, I'm saying this with my own perspective. I don't think I would have gotten as sick as I did and as young as I did if I hadn't been on a vegetarian diet. I think I would have had more strength to deal with the stress I was under. I think I would have made better choices in my life as well and not gotten myself so stressed out if I had been eating properly. So yeah, I'm saying that. And I wasn't even a vegan. I was a lacto-ovo vegetarian. I ate eggs and I ate cheese and dairy, you know, so I was getting some animal protein and fat, but like, I swear to God, the day I had beef again was like, the difference was real. I had a burger and it like woke me up. I don't know. I mean, I was waking up before then. I was kind of, thank God I met some people who were really against the vegan diet, who I kind of was observing and learning from. Yeah, I know. And also, you know, starving does give people a kind of high. Like, especially if anybody's fasted, like if you've been, when I'm in like a really strict fast mode, I operate differently. There is a high you get off of it. People can get addicted to that high too. Like, so sometimes with the people who are, you know, who have these extreme diets, they kind of enjoy the high that starving gives them. Samuel is vegan. Hey, Samuel. Kevin loves this stream. That's nice of you, Kevin. I feel bad. I don't want to, you know, harp on about the vegan thing much longer, but yeah. Yeah, that too. And also like what kind of trouble are they causing for those animals as well? Because like, you know, places where they have animals kept tend to be restricted areas, and you know, what kind of things are these people bringing in? You know, what kind of potential diseases do they have that they could be spreading to like livestock or, you know, chickens or whatever they're, you know, think they're liberating? I don't know. Like they're not really, they can expose the farms. Anyway, yeah, it's a crazy thing. I don't know. I get weirded out by it for real. I don't know what to say. It's so, I mean, because I fell for it too, and now I just look back. I look back and I'm like, wow. How did I ever believe this? And I realized for me, it was, I was, you know, I mean, doing all the things you described, had a victim mentality mindset, and, you know, identifying with any particular group that I saw as a victim. And this is, you know, a big part of the political situation in the country and in the world today. I mean, people, have politics of victimhood that are all based on, you know, Who's the biggest victim? They win. That's the group that wins. And then there's different categories of how you calculate, you know, how that looks based on, you know, whatever's trendy or whatever's in your region. Well, anyway, it's wild out here. What's going on with what's wrong with the humans? What's going on Earth? Okay, let's see. There we go. Put that there. The little glitters are coming out. They didn't come out on my thumb, which is a bit irritating. I guess a little moon did. There we go. There's a star there. There we go. That's looking good. You got, you know, when you got your little glittery nail polish thing going on, you want to make sure that they are hitting right. Okay. Dystopian future. So, okay, we've got some ex-vegans in the house. That's amazing. I'm glad that, you know, y'all got out of that. I'm glad that I stopped being vegetarian. But yeah, the damage is done. You can't go back and fix these things, you know. Your health can improve, definitely. I mean, and especially if you get it, you know, early enough. But yeah, it's worrisome. It is worrisome. So many people get caught up in it. Okay. Well, what next? What else can we cover? I guess I could get back to the watch later. See what else I put in there. We got kind of taken off that because we went to Matt Monarch's channel. There we go. Okay. Hello. Don't be rude. I'm painting my nails. What are you? I know you want to play. We were playing earlier. You wanted more play, didn't you? But you wouldn't give the thing back to me. You took it and you were hogging it. Weren't you? Were you not? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. If you want to be on my what? Do you want to be on my lap? What's wrong? I know you want to play, but my nails. They're all tacky. They're gonna get all messed up. And you like when my nails are done, don't you? No. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking maybe I don't have anything really that interesting saved, or at least interesting to share with y'all. I did find some. I did watch some of these videos too. Yeah, no, nothing really. Nothing that intriguing. Too bad. And my nails are just like, dang it. I'll have to use my brain. What to talk about with y'all? Oh dear. I guess I didn't come that prepared. Oof. Hmm. Oh, God. I was just thinking of something. I need to chill out. I am intense. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes sometimes I just say too much. I look like Alanis Morissette from the side. Oh my goodness. You're not the only person to say that. I have mixed feelings about that. I like Alanis Morissette, generally. And I do think she's very beautiful. Very, her eyes especially are very like mesmerizing. I don't think her eyes are exactly, yeah, I don't think I look much like her, but thank you. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Maybe a bit. Maybe I do a bit. What's the thought? I don't think I should share it. I was thinking about just my behavior in the chat sometimes. I say things that maybe I shouldn't, or I'm in there too much. I really am. I'm kind of seeing that right now. Like I have too much fun saying too much, and I need to say less. Honey, look at them. They're getting painted. I'm gonna have pretty nails. Don't you want me to have pretty nails? You don't want your human, your one true human, to have pretty nails? I got those dark, evil eyes. Do you think they're evil? Do you find my parents evil? I don't see why my eyes should be evil in any sense. I always thought I had nice eyes. The darkness of them is quite, pretty. I don't know. If I had blue eyes, I feel like I would have been so much, I don't know. Because I've done those like filters where they'll change your eye color, and the blue, whenever it's on blue, there's just something so off about it. I haven't liked it. You know, I think that like the blue eyes or the light eyes with the dark hair is such a beautiful composition that I think I'm gonna like it. But then when it happens, when I see it, I'm like, it doesn't suit me at all. So yeah. I do. Yeah, brown-eyed girl. That's right. Brown eyes are beautiful. I mean, they are. I don't regret anything. I mean, what? And then my regret anyway. I am not in any sense displeased with the color of eye God has given to me. I think He chose correctly. I think He took His time when He made me, and He wanted to get it just right. And I think, you know what? He did pretty well. Who am I to argue with God's creation? Yeah, I find that too. That was something that always kind of bothered me. About plastic surgery, or like always put it off to me, or you know, put me off about it. And I'm not saying I would never get anything done, because I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel about my face at whatever point in my life. But you know, my mindset is to not, you know, to touch it as little as possible, you know, and to not even go down that route, because it's kind of freakish to me. I always felt there was something like really wrong about it. And I remember seeing this article about a Chinese man. It was like this married couple. The wife had had a ton of plastic surgery done. Like, she looked amazing, but she was very, you know, she was very young when she got it done. But let me tell you, she was not how she, you know, she turned out well with the plastic surgery. It looked good, but she looked very different than she naturally looked. And then they had children, and the children were, you know, quite different looking than the both of them. And the father was quite upset about this. I think he was like having some kind of action against her. They were divorcing. I don't know. It was a big to do. And yeah, I remember reading about that and being like, ooh, yeah, maybe that's what's wrong to me, what's wrong about it. Cause like, I don't know, people's features kind of are important. You've never had liver? You hate your nose? No. Oh. Oh, hello, Jesse. Watching from the Philippines. Thanks for shouting me out and telling me where you're from. Love when people check in like that. My eyes are great when they squint, all bright like that. Thank you. Broiled liver. Yeah, I think that's how I had it. Your mom had a straight Grecian, beautiful nose. And you, like, Miss Piggy? Oh no, don't say that about your nose. I don't know. I think women are like really dramatic. When women hate their noses, they're so dramatic about it, and I never see what like ever imperfection they're seeing. I mean, there's some noses that I've seen done that were like really big, I would say. Like they had a really big nose. And And so that would get done, and it still would be off-putting to me though when I saw the original photos. I watched some of those before and after plastic surgery videos sometimes. And yeah, it'd always be sad, like that they'd lost some part of their face in that way, or that they didn't like something about themselves, especially like your nose. And it's like a lot of girls who have like a little crook in their nose or something are really self-conscious about it. But I think I like it. I think it's a fascinating feature. Like, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. You think I look like Jim Carrey? Oh my goodness. I know, exactly. Never have considered. Okay, Cecil is like, nope. And Bond is like, has never considered it. Yeah, Cecil. Oh, yeah, I know. It's something to think about, because I'm like, oh, am I going to feel bad about my face? But I just try to take care of it now and like do what I can for it and hope for the best, and hope that my skin just, does its thing. Because I don't want to be, yeah. Hacky, it's yeah. Well, I know, but celebrities get it done so early too, and the celebrity culture driving plastic surgery. I mean, God, it's really awful when I think about it. All the things these people get sucked into or like promoting, it must be quite awful. I mean, they're in a hell, a lot of them. Okay, getting your collagen and bone marrow. That's good. That will help. Okay, where are we at here with the nails? This polish is a bit, oops. Oh no. This finger was actually still wet, so I gotta touch that up. Wondering how thick I want to make this one. It has a nice consistency, this gel does, I have to say. I'm quite, or not gel, this polish. It has that kind of gel-like consistency, which I wasn't expecting. I painted it over some polish before when I had some white nails, just a coat of it when I got it. And I liked that. It looked cool, but I didn't get a real sense of how the formula was itself, just because it was over other polish. So I'm liking it. Oh God, I know. That one is so weird. Like, and I've heard it's one of the more painful surgeries as well. I heard that from a plastic surgeon, actually. He did this video on YouTube that I came across that was like, why I stopped doing buccal fat removal. And he basically talked about how he didn't like the results, how it aged his patients, and at the end of the day, he wanted to be proud of his work. He didn't want to leave people worse off than where he found them, I guess, which is the orientation a doctor should take, you know, and he felt that the surgery was, you know, it didn't have good results overall. And he also, he said, you know, he thought there was other things that could be done to give an effect that would be better off for the face. He also said it was one of the more painful procedures to actually perform. Like, it's very painful. And, oh yeah, I can drop the link. It's StreamYard, but link in chat, people can join. Oh, the sun is still up. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that was interesting to learn that the buccal or buccal fat removal is actually rather painful, and so much so that a surgeon might not want to, you know, actually even do it. Hi, Fred. Yeah, all is well. All is good. All is bright. Just doing my nails. We're chill streaming, you know? Just trying to have a nice little time. Well as a bell. All's well. Gene editing. What is gene editing? I've never heard of this. They're going to edit our genes for us? I might not mind having some genes edited. Show the nails. This is where they're at so far. Oh, C-Cell's here. Hold up. Welcome.
Sorry. Hi. Oh gosh. He gets it. What was I gonna say? Hey, what's up, Terry?
You know, you've been hanging out with me. You know what I've been up to. We've been hanging out.
I'm like, what's up, Terry? Literally since the morning.
You know what's up? Normal day.
You know, it's so crazy that you're talking about just I think yesterday or a couple of days ago. I was watching this not documentary, but apparently like the whole cosmetic world right now is going cray because this doctor did an MRI. It's on YouTube. This doctor uploaded his findings on an MRI from a young lady. She was like 24 and she had a bunch of filler like around her face. So they used to say that it was only supposed to be like in 6 months your body would get rid of it, so it would disappear, so you would have to get more injections, right, for your filler. Well, it turns out that that's not true. It never goes away. The filler, your body cannot get rid of the filler. Juvederm, I think is the name, allegedly. And it's not only does it never go away, it's hyaluronic acid, so it sucks up water in your face or wherever it is that you put it, so it grows. Not only does it ever go away, it never goes away, it grows. It gets bigger and bigger. So that's why all these like Chrissy Teigen, and they have what they call pillow face.
Yeah.
Because it's literally growing, dude. Not only that, it moves around. So there's videos on YouTube you can watch of women in the morning when they wake up, the thing moved around their faces, so they literally with their hands they put it back in place. Oh my god, it makes my skin crawl. It's it's so bad. And these poor girls, they didn't know. Nobody told them because the companies were not disclosing that info to the doctors.
So we're gonna have a bunch of Gen Zs with pillow faces.
And if you see the pictures, they look like they're 50, dude. It looks terrible.
It really does age them, and it's shocking to me, and it's amazing to me, like hearing that women in their 20s are getting Botox.
I know. What the? You're 22. Why do you need it?
Like, yeah, I know. It's just not something I would have fathomed, growing up. That I guess I'm glad about that. Maybe just being a millennial in some ways, I feel like we skipped some of this stuff, but they're really into it. A lot of young men, and they look way older than they are. Because I'll be talking to them, I think they're my age, and they're not. They're not. They're like in their 20s, and it's like. And I'm just, there's also the thing about, like, I always, when I see a woman in the past who had a lot of work done, it was always an older woman too.
Right.
So I think that's something that maybe I'm seeing, maybe that's some of the prejudice I have. I think they look older because it was always women of a certain age that had that kind of look.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm very scared of like plastic surgery because I'm just like, or just even filler. Like the thought of filler freaks me out.
So I was telling my husband, you know what, honey? I think I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. I'm just gonna eat freaking menudo. I'm just gonna and eat collagen-rich animal products. And that's it. I've been making a bunch of like chicken soup. If you boil it for many hours, the bones and it releases all the collagen and it's amazing.
Yeah, I love bone broth. It's so good. I haven't had any in a while. I was going to make a chicken soup, actually. I had a carcass, but I ended up not having the time or energy.
You know what I'm gonna... You're so funny. You're so dramatic. You're such a girl. You're like...
I'm such a girl. It's ridiculous.
You know what? The next oh my god. Bruh, let me talk. The next video I upload is gonna be an actual recipe. I'm not gonna like show me. It's just gonna be like, the chicken, and it's gonna be like step by step. But that's what I love, cooking mainly.
Yeah, that would be cool. I like to see people cook and have
Me too.
those kind of videos. Even if I never make the meal, I like to just I like living vicariously through these women cooking.
I know.
Sometimes men too. Like, I love those kind of videos. Chicken soup. I love good chicken soup.
I made... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like, I don't know. When I make chicken soup, it's like always chicken noodle. Do you put like rice in yours or any pasta, like to thicken it up, or what do you put? Is it just like chicken and veggies?
Yeah, it is sometimes pasta, but I've been enjoying like small cubed potatoes because the starchiness like thickens up the stock. I like that.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had that in a while, potatoes, but yeah, it does. I do like potatoes in certain soups as well. Like I haven't added it to chicken, but that might be good. Anyway. What they're talking about. Why are Fred and I don't know why Mena and Fred aren't besties, honestly. Like, is it just
Why?
the race thing? Because they have so much in common. Looking at the chat. Chicken and dumplings. I've never made chicken and dumplings.
I have. It's amazing. It's easy too.
Oh,
It's like it's just flour and what was it? I can't remember.
well, yeah, you
I,
just make some dough and like drop it in, right?
yeah, I made it once. Let me see. I have to go. I think this kid is ready for bed.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for popping up.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. Okay, bye.
Bye. What is snow cap? They're talking about drug use in my chat. Can you believe this right now? Guys. My goodness. That was nice having C-Cell up, wasn't it? The pillow face. Frederick disagrees with me about my calling weed a drug. Okay. I mean, I think it technically is. Fred's my frenemy, lol. Oh, okay. As long as you got love. Oh, so they're growing it out in Australia. How nice. How nice. Everyone's getting in on that market. It's nice when new markets open, isn't it? Federally, I'm right. I'm federally yours. Goodness. All right, where are we at here? I'm wondering if any of them need a little bit more looking at them. I have to say it's not exactly even everywhere. It doesn't settle very evenly, this formula. Okay. Anywhere else I've missed? Yeah, kind of that corner too. Caffeine. Well, don't come for my caffeine. I don't want anyone to come for your drugs either. Like, so don't come for them. Everyone have a good time. I'm gonna have my coffee. I'm gonna get me some Starbies. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. But that pumpkin spice is back, and you know, I gotta go get me some. Ohio started selling it recreational 2 weeks ago and made 22 million so far. Wow. Yeah, it does pump a lot of money into the state. I will say that. You know, when the state starts getting their cut of it, they're like, oh yeah. So they're loving this right now, the amount of money they're making off of weed. Wow. I don't want to go there. I don't want to talk about it too much, you guys. Mano says, did you see C-Cell unblocked me after like months? The moment I called C-O. Whoops. I don't know what you're saying. I know, pumpkin spice. I heard it's back. It is back. I'm going to get me some. I want one of those pumpkin cream cold brews, right? I'm not going to get a pumpkin spice latte. I don't like those. But the pumpkin cream cold brew, that will be my drink. I have a gift card, so I'm gonna go. I got a gift card. I didn't win it, but someone gave it to me, so that was nice. I do like coffee, and I don't really care for Starbucks, but occasionally go in there. I prefer to, support different businesses, but hey, never say never. I'm not opposed to a Starbucks. But yeah, pumpkin spice. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm wondering if I have it in me to do the top coat tonight. I might wait and do it in the morning. All right, y'all. It's been fun, but I think I need to go because, well, it's time. I want to get a good start on the night and day. So I will see you all soon. Have a good rest of your evening. Thanks for joining me and hanging out. Bye.